He's only gone and done it again. Wow, wow, wow. What a night to kick off week 2, match day 2 of the Champions League. I'm not going to say too much, but if you followed my predictions, all I'm going to say is you might be rich tonight. I'm not going to comment too much. Of course, 9 games. We're going to go through all of them, discuss the goals, the major talking points, because naturally, Galatasaray stunned Liverpool. We saw Bayern and Madrid win big as well. So we're going to go for the 5 o'clock or early games, and then we're going to get onto, Galatasaray, Chelsea, etc., etc. Go through where maybe there was a couple, to be fair, like I said. I may have been a bit closer than I expected, but again, we'll talk. So again, all I'm going to say is, what happens when I point there? It means you must subscribe, because this kind of football expertise that you're getting free of charge, all I ask for in return. I don't want flowers. I don't want, oh, wow, sorry, you were right. I don't want no congratulations. Just subscribe. Let's kick off straight away with Real Madrid versus Kairat. This one here, again, they were saying, oh, hold on a minute, guys. Be very careful, because if you go to Kairat, oh, it's very scary. Ooh, shiver me timbers. It's so close to China. Bro, I said it on TikTok here. What are you talking about? Do you know who Mbappe is? Send that guy to planet Namek, to Jupiter, to Mars. He's gonna bag goals. Now, again, I must admit, right? Obviously, for those who are unaware, I'll clarify all of my predictions before the game, just in case you didn't watch the video. Go and watch it anyway. I did go Madrid to win with a clean sheet, but I went 3-0. And to be fair, I nearly had a howler immediately, because within 8 seconds, Kairat Almaty, they've breezed through, had a header on goal within 8 seconds. But again, Courtois saves, and eventually after like 10 minutes, it did become kind of Madrid thinking, all right, you know what, cool, that was fun. Let's kick into gear a little bit. Vinny was dangerous, but really wasteful. There was a chip. I said, what are you doing there, big bro? What's going on here? But of course, Mbappe arrives, and what do you know? He goes and bags. Obviously, the first goal, it was a penalty thanks to Mastan Tuono, fouled by the young keeper. Slots converts it calmly. Again, I'm not going to call him best in the world for the penalty, because it's a penalty. But then the second goal, Courtois literally just launches it. And I'm thinking, I couldn't even see it on my screen, right? Obviously, if you're in the stadium, probably you'd have seen what happened. But he's launched the ball. Mbappe just breezes all the way around some sort of blind spot, gets the ball, and then shows Vinny exactly how to do the little scoop thing. Makes it 2-0. At that point, you're thinking, it's game over. Mbappe was toying with these, man. It was Mbappe, and also big respect to Arda Güler as well. They were basically just having a bit of fun, toying with these, man. Like when you're playing like against your little brother or something, yeah, back in the day on FIFA, and you're just doing like long shots and rainbow flick to try and score, because you don't want to, run the score up too high. That's what they were doing, bro. They were just having a bit of a laugh. Then Kairat, to be fair to them, I can't lie to you, Kairat, they tried their thing. There's a guy, Satpay of number 9. I think he's actually signed to Chelsea, so I can't lie. Chelsea have got a good little wonder kid there, because he tried his best. Obviously didn't score. Courtois made a couple saves as well, but Kairat realizing, do you know what, it's Real Madrid. Let's just all go for it and try and, at the end of the day, scoring against Real Madrid, even if you get packed 5-1, you put that on your IG, bro. It's going crazy. I'll start tagging Mbappe even. If I lost 5-1, I'm tagging Mbappe regardless, bro. Are you mad? I'm in the picture with Mbappe. But lo and behold, it just meant that there was even more space for Madrid to exploit. To be fair, Mbappe and Vinny had some insane Jogo Bonito little back flick, tippy tap or whatever. Mbappe missed. I said, hey, that cliche saying, so he is human after all. I said, wow, fair enough, he's missed that. Vinny goes off, Rodrigo comes on with a point to prove, and he's dribbling, man, like crazy as well. Dribbles that 4-5 man, sets up, well, he didn't set up Mbappe actually, because Arda, a delicate little feather touch, flicked it to Mbappe, and he drives through the ball, punches it. I said, yeah, that's a finish and a half. He gets his hat-trick, jumps off. I'm thinking, yes, my 3-0 prediction, perfect and safe. Wrong. Rodrigo then goes and sets up Camavinga late on for a header to make it 4. And in the last kick of the game, I think it was Garcia, but again, work from Rodrigo in the beginning, to Garcia, finds Brahim Diaz, 5-0 last kick of the game. Look, I said win and clean sheet away, I'd take that as my W. Let's move on to the last 5 o'clock game, and then we're going to get onto the big games, if you will. But I do want to quickly cover Atalanta Brugge, because do you know why? I was cooked for this. They were telling me, oh my god, you don't remember last year? Have you forgotten last year? So you are asking Mister, for those of us who remember, does he remember last year? I'm telling you, man, it's not the same players, it's not the same gaffer, and Suleiman exists. Granted, Solis banger to go 1-0 up for Brugge. I said, ooh, this is a bit worrying. People already DMing me, they were commenting, ha. Remember when you said Atalanta are going to win, ha. Okay, no problem. Suleiman comes on. Listen, I didn't know he was going to be on the bench. I thought he would be starting. That's why I initially went, with him to cook and whatnot. Suleiman comes on, and don't be fooled by it saying Samadic and Pasalic here. Let me open the full lineup for you guys as well. This was the Suleiman show when he came on. He turned the game on its head. Of course, then they get the penalty. Samadic scores, and then right at the death, Pasalic, bang! Lovely header to win it for Atalanta. So again, I don't ask for apologies or my bad. All I just say is, please subscribe. We're on the road to 50k. I want that 100k plaque behind me by the end of the season. So big ups to Atalanta for getting the win. Like I said, fair play to him. Now let's go to the 8 p.m. games. There are 7 of them. I think we have to start here. This is maybe one of the few ones that I didn't get quite correct, but I got it correct. Because what did I tell you guys? This game depends entirely on how fit Osimhen is. Will he start? Will he play one half? Will he play 70? Will he play 20 minutes at the end? I didn't know. He just played 5 minutes on the weekend, so we didn't really know what was going to happen. He started, and he ran this team ragged. We've got to speak about all the individuals here for this one. We're going to go, I guess, player by player for Liverpool, because, there are some big question marks here. In fact, it even calls for the... This was bad. Liverpool, this is bad. For the first 3 games, I told you guys, before the first international break, it don't matter how bad you play, get the points on the board. But after international break, I want to start seeing performances. They started winning games again, but it was the jammy wins. I said to guys, I'm not rating this right now. And again, you get called a hater because you're just saying what you see. But as always, when they played Atleti, I said this is a class shift. Really, really well. This game, terrible. Salah got benched. Understandably that he got benched because he's been so bad. But at the same time, Salah's your best player, bro. And if Frimpong is going to be a replacement... Bro, I can't lie. You got no hope at that point, bro. You have basically no hope. I mean, Alisson within 2 minutes had to make a mad save on the counter because, this number 11 guy, by the way, Akgun, I guess his name is. Sorry if I pronounced that really wrong. I have no idea how you pronounce it. Akgun is what Wirtz thinks he is. Or rather, what Liverpool fans think Wirtz is. Because Wirtz, I'm sorry. I said it last week that I've now no longer backing him anymore. I'm actually shifting. I was neutral last week in terms of, boom, I was backing him. I went to neutral of like, okay, I'm done backing you, but I'm going to stay here. I'm going towards here now, guys. I don't like what I'm seeing. We cannot keep making excuses. Every single type of opponent, he stunk it up. And this was his worst game. And that's saying something. For this to be a worst game, at this point, I've got to say, Liverpool fans, let's stop pretending or gaslighting people saying, oh, you know what? No, he's been cold, bro. No, he's done a few touches. This is bad. This is cause for concern. Like I said, Alisson was the only player here that can leave with any sort of credit because Szoboszlai right back, absolutely shocking. But again, we had to gas him up because he padlocked an out of form, out of confidence Martinelli, and suddenly he's the best right back in the world again, and he's better than Trent, they were saying as well, which fair enough. Bad player. I hope we're not going to see it anyway because I know Liverpool fans by now, bro. They're going to say, no, but you didn't see 2 weeks ago, you didn't see that tackle he did. Bro, he got ran ragged and then gave the penalty. It wasn't like it was just a penalty I'm focusing on where he's elbowed my man. I'm sure they're going to try and pretend that wasn't a penalty as well, knowing a lot of the Liverpool fans. Elbowed my man, gives away a penalty. Osimhen scores. Osimhen had Konate on skates. Konate, I'll be real. If you want to go to Madrid, just go. Just go. I can't lie. Because I'm someone that's a Konate super fan, right? I love when Konate is playing at his best. I now see it once a month. And that's not acceptable for Liverpool, who are the champions. This guy didn't know what planet he was on yet again. Van Dijk had to save this guy time and time again. Kirkers, it's looking dark. It's looking dark. But I think the worst part of this was Gravenberch. Because Gravenberch, you guys know I've been gassing him now for the last 2 months, bro. Insane improvements over the last 12 months, I guess. Guys, he got cooked by Torreira. Torreira ran him ragged. That's not acceptable. like defensively going forward. Torreira was getting shots off. He was nicking the ball off him. I said, no, this is bad. This is bad. Ekitike, I'm allow him because at least he's arrived at Liverpool and shown credentials. And he's nice to watch as well. I know that doesn't mean anything. He didn't win the game. But he has some nice touches. He's nice to watch. Everyone else there, hang your head in shame. This should have been arguably more than 1-0, to be honest with you. Again, with Osimhen, this is why I say, how has everyone allowed him to go to Turkey? Arsenal went to sign Gyökeres, United went to sign Sesko, Chelsea went to go and sign, Delap and Pedro and everyone. Osimhen's better than all of them, bro. You see the way that guys gas up Mateta? Imagine going to FIFA 11 Ultimate Team, if you guys were there back in the day. Remember plus 10 attributes. Victor Osimhen is Mateta with plus 10 on everything attributes. Bro, and people will comment on the missed way Alisson basically saved it and then he went off injured or whatever. No other striker is getting that shot in the first place because the way he hounds, it was Curtis Jones that made the misplaced pass, right? And then I think Konate messed up or something. I can't remember exactly who lost it, but Osimhen has sprinted, bro, for his life, like a Johan Blake Olympics back in the 2008, 2012. For those of us who remember, won the ball, breezes through, and then the finish isn't great. But again, no one else gets you in that position, and I'll put it down to lack of match sharpness because he has been out the entire season. And look, when you can make that many chances yourself, you are invaluable to me. And it got to a point where Galatasaray was so comfortable, I saw Davinson Sanchez hitting bicycle kicks. Davinson Sanchez hitting bicycle kicks. I had to give it a pause there because, like, let that sink in. The centre back. Big up to Singo as well. He done his thing. I didn't really see Gundogan, to be fair, but yeah, the wingers were really, really good for them. Caused Liverpool lots and lots of problems. Salah came on, did absolutely nothing. Really terrible season from him so far. Alexander Isak, again, we'll say that it's early, but it's also a bit dodgy. But yeah, Florian Wirtz, I think Liverpool fans, we got to kind of give in now and say, yo, this is concerning. This ain't good. Let's move on to Chelsea, I guess, the other English team. I'm going to have these in chapters, by the way, so if you want to skip games or whatever, by all means, feel free. You can just click on the YouTube thing and scroll through for what game we're going to. I'm going to go in order of, like, I guess how much I watched them, because obviously, a lot of games on at once. Chelsea Benfica, I said it will be 2-1 to Chelsea. So, I got a 1-goal win. I think I can take that as a W. Now, I did then technically say it would be both teams to score and Chelsea win. If you allow me, I think it should have been. I think Benfica had more than enough chances to get their goal. It was, who are the two dudes I'm looking for here? Not Sudakov. This Orsnes guy. This Orsnes, he was missing too many chances, bro. Or rather, he wasn't even getting the shots away. So I don't know what the XG or whatever says. There were so many times where Benfica would get into Chelsea's box and then play the wrong final pass. You're thinking, what are you doing, bro? And then vice versa, Chelsea, like, I think Enzo and Caicedo, to be fair, were performing very well, especially Caicedo, as per usual, or for the most part this season. But going forward, I didn't like what I was seeing, bro. The finishing from these dudes. Pedro Neto tried, but again, shocking finishing. Garnacho, I mean, the thing is, they were playing ball to Garnacho, and for the most part, he was just doing these honking shots where I'm thinking, bro, you have no tech. That being said, the only goal came from an own goal, courtesy of Garnacho just kind of, I say, putting a ball into an area, and Richard Rios, for whatever reason, decided to just smash it top bins. I have no idea why he's done that. But yeah, a lot of missed chances in this game. Nothing really to note in terms of, like, players performing really well, really bad. I've been a Richard Rios defender since the Club World Cup, but apparently Benfica fans are hating him so far. I guess this own goal is not going to help, not going to help his case that much. But yeah, maybe a bit of adaptation period. But Sudakov look sharp as per. Pavlidis as well need to be finishing those chances. So I think 1-0 is fair. I think 2-1 is what I would have gone with realistically. João Pedro gets a red at the end. You can argue a little bit harsh, high foot, but at the end of the day, rules are rules. You have to firm it. If you're in a yellow already, don't do that. So he'll miss their next game. I think it's against Ajax, so you're good, no problem. Let's move on to Bayern Pafos, another one. I said Bayern are going to win by 5 goals, or 4 goals rather. Apologies. I wrote, to be fair, in my defense, what did I write in the YouTube video? I did like this. I pressed the keyboard. It said 54-0. So 5 and 4, technically, I changed it to 4-0. So there's a 4-goal gap. And what's 5 take away 4? 1 from Pafos. Now, jokes aside, Kane bagging yet again. Great work from Olise. For the first 4 goals, he wasn't even the one getting the goals, but he was really, really important in them. Guerrero's goal, big respect to Jackson, to be fair, actually. They were playing some Jogo Bonito, and he's the one that got the goal. Kane bundled through like 4-man for his second goal. Olise got his goal. Jackson got his goal as well. So the only upsetting thing for me is, of course, I did go Bayern to win and clean sheet. What I could not foresee or predict was Orsic on the stroke of half time hitting that shot like a Andy Peake v Watford 1984. For those of us who remember, that was a banger. Ruined my acca, that particular one. But as you know, I put loads of little £1 accas. So if one thing fails, no problem. Another £1 acca is flying. Big ups, yeah, to Bayern. Like I said, I said Luis Diaz might get a bite to eat at the Cypriot buffet. Yeah, he didn't. He didn't get any bite to eat. No shock there. It is what it is. Let's go to Atleti. This one, I got it right, but I got it wrong. You know what I mean? I got it right, but I got it wrong. Atleti win the game 5-1. Why did I get it right? Why did I get it wrong? I told you guys this would be the highest scoring game. Technically correct, right? There was no game that had more than 6 goals. So I was right on that. I was right to say Atletico Madrid would win. W for me. I was right to say Alvarez will be on fire. He was in this game. He only got 1 goal, but he was really good. W for me. However, I did think it would be a much closer game. I thought Atleti win it 3-2 because as much as Frankfurt love conceding goals, they love scoring goals too. Unfortunately, only 1 goal here. And weirdly enough, it was like, I don't know, it felt like I was just seeing the same goal over and over and over again, bro. There's a lot of like cut back bang, cut back bang, cut back bang. Obviously, Griezmann getting his 200th goal, that's very special for him. He's, of course, Atleti's top scorer of all time, ahead of, I think, Aragones on 159, I believe it is. I could be mistaken. I was counting, you know, back in the day in the 1955 kind of era. So I think it's 1960s rather. So yeah, it's around 159 anyway in second. So big up to Atleti. They got their win. Frankfurt have shown me the Frankfurt that I guess I expected at the start of, you know, the Champions League campaign window, whatever you want to call it. But big up to Atleti. Let's go to another one that I got correct. I mean, there's so many of them, isn't there? Who did I say was scoring this game? I said Inter are going to win this game with a clean sheet and Dumfries will be on the score sheet. Dumfries gets the second goal, but unfortunately, I went 2-0. It ended up actually being 3-0. Lautaro with 2 tap-ins that a fair play in it. The first goal, I don't know what the keeper's doing. What's his name? Stanek. I don't know what Stanek is doing for that goal. Just basically hands it on the plate to Lautaro. You're never going to miss from there. Good work from Thuram. I said it'll be Thuram and Dumfries going crazy in this game. Thuram gets the assist for Dumfries. Don't even know what Apollo is doing in Texas all the way up there, but he gets the goal. And then Lautaro, like I said, tap in to make it 3. Like I said, very bog standard routine win. Never really in doubt, never really under pressure. So I'm happy to say I got it right again. Now, where do we go? Is there any more? Okay, there's 2 more games to go. Marseille Ajax. What did I say for this game? I said Marseille win this easy and Ajax won't even lay a glove. Well, it was far more than even I anticipated, right? Because Amenyah, for whatever reason, was channeling his inner Mesut Ozil from when I guess they were playing together, you know, at the end of Ozil's Arsenal career. This guy was playing the craziest passes, bro. Got a couple assists. Igor Paisao, however you pronounce it. He was moving like Igor Thiago against Man United for Brentford this weekend, for those of us who remember. Just banging shots. I said, huh? What kind of shooting is this, bro? What kind of behavior is that? So, big ups to him. They got 3rd goal. And then Aubameyang gets on the score sheet himself and still does a backflip. I said this on the stream like a few days ago. I'm kind of jealous of anyone that can do a backflip, you know. Is there anyone in here watching that can do a backflip? Me personally, I can't. I've never tried. I think I'm a bit too scared, bro. Imagine like you break your neck all for trying to get like 100 aura points. Is it worth it? I don't know. Maybe I'll try. Is it too late for me to practice? Am I getting too old? That's not important. Anyway, Marseille get the win. Like I said, their defense is just too good, bro. Ajax had no chance. The Dutch teams are just shocking, bro. Dutch teams and Portuguese teams, I'll be real, go play Europa League, bro. We shouldn't invite you anymore, man. If you're going to play like this, don't even come. I don't even come. Wasting everyone's time. And we end with the game where I do give you guys a my bad. Of all the ones that I got basically spot on, again, I remind you, although I give you guys scorelines for every game, the analysis is the most important thing. If I tell you they're going to win by X amount of goals, or they'll win comfortably, or it'll be a close game, that's what you should kind of base it on. So basically everything, you know, I kind of got that right. But here, why I'll tell you I got it wrong is because although I went with a narrow Tottenham 2-1 win, and therefore I guess I was 1 goal away, it should not have been 1 goal away. Bodo Glimt battered them, bro. They were lucky to escape with a draw. Yes, there was a goal that Spurs scored that got disallowed, but in general, I mean, Bodo, they smashed the penalty like over the bar for the second time in this Champions League already this season. This Hauge brother, I'm sorry, I'm not too familiar with him, but he just scored 2 bangers himself as well. And they had so many more chances that could have gone in. Now, in my defense for this one, I'm going to, of course, defend myself here. I told you guys Kudus would cook because that's what I assumed was going to be the player who started. Kudus did not start. They played Brennan Johnson, so, you know, that's not my fault. As soon as Kudus came on, in fact, hold on a minute. Let's investigate. What minute did Kudus come on? Wait right there. How do you find out on this? Sorry, I'm not even used to using these like websites or whatever. What minute does Kudus come on? I can't even see him. How do I find in 30 minutes? Hold on a minute. So you mean to tell me in the minutes Kudus played, Spurs won 2-1? As far as I'm concerned, I'm spotting again. In fact, that's perfect for me. Wow, I didn't even realize. So we leave with another W. Listen, yeah, like I said, Bodo Glimt, to be fair, deserves to win the game. I underestimated the AstroTurf tax clearly, but again, the lineup that Spurs put out surprised me a little bit. I didn't think they were going to, you know, rest guys like that or do whatever they've done. So big ups to Bodo getting the draw. How does the table look very quickly before we depart? Bayern are top. 3 teams have won both games so far. Bayern, Real Madrid and Inter. Of course, some big games tomorrow. PSG, Barca. Well, that is the big game, I suppose. Obviously, Sporting and that play. Arsenal will play. City will play. So the table will change. I will remind you guys now, however, we are on the road to 50k. When we hit 50k, I'll start doing watch-alongs. And one more thing. Over the next 4 days, my upload times might be very sporadic. So tomorrow's Champions League review, be mindful that it's not going to be up till very late. So I'm not even going to be at home for a long time. And then I'm going to be going abroad with my family for a few days. So I'm going to try and record a couple videos in advance. But like in terms of match reviews and instant reactions, I can't lie to you, man. I don't know what time I'm going to upload them because I don't even know what kind of internet I'm going to have wherever I am. So just bear with me. It's follow on IG, follow on TikTok or whatever. You're still going to get daily content. I'll do my very best. I just won't be very punctual. So apologies on that. But again, you know, there we are. I guess my question for today is, can you do a backflip? That's it. Have a great rest of your night or whatever. I'll see you, man, tomorrow at some point in the day. I don't know when. It might be like 1 a.m. or something. So just be mindful. Thanks. Bye. Enjoy the money.